I'm currently walking up the West Oakland Valley. It's turned out to be quite a good afternoon. There's quite a few people around. I've seen about a dozen day walkers. As for campers, there's just two of them, or two tents should I say, just down there. I don't know how many people are in there though. So I expected a few more people to be up, or at least for the bank holiday weekend. But I'll see what happens when I get up to my usual area, if I decided to camp there again this time. Right, let's press it on. There was a couple of fellow YouTubers at a YouTube meetup here about a week ago, and I remember they saying up in the stream there was a dead sheep in the water. Just walking up through the valley here, and I can see this, but I'm now downwind of it, and I got a dead cow. It's kind of exploded as well on the opposite side, so I'm not going to film that. But yeah, I can kind of smell something now. Right, I'm going to press on out of the way quick. Well, you can probably guess I'm back in the same place. In a way, I'm a bit lucky to get here, because when I arrived, just over there, about 50-60 metres away, were four people which are now walking. Probably, as you can see, they're gradually making their way up the hill. The thing is, they had a dog with them. I don't know what breed it was. The only way to describe it as something like the size of a Labrador, with the aggression and build of a pit bull. And this thing was basically straining on the leash to go for me. So I walked past and I said, "You camping here tonight?" Or I said, "You pitching here?" And they didn't really say nothing, but I've now realised they're either German or something. So thankfully they've gone and taken that damn dog with them. So I've pitched up. Tents, sorry, the show was more or less in the same place, but I've just rotated a bit further. Got a fairly good pitch on the first account. One thing I will say is, I think Nick on Dartmoor uses a Serenity net, and I know he's always said about getting it the height. All you got to do, Nick, is just, if you've got it set up, is just pull the bottom cord, obviously attached to the Serenity net, just pull it tight and wrap it around the peg. That way then you'll try and get it to stand out a bit better. One thing I have noticed with this shelter now, apart from it being a launch pad for flying ants, is on this corner, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but you can see just there, just above the yellow stitching, it's starting to get a bit threadbare. The integrity of the loop is fine, it's just kind of like stretching the fabric. So if anybody knows what I can use to repair it with, I did have some seam sealant years ago, but like I said, if anybody knows what I can use, you can just see a bit better now. It's just where the thread's gone. It's not going to rip because it's rip stop anyway, but anything I can patch it up with, please let me know. As you can see, there's loads of flying ants on this thing tonight. Right, I've just had a look through the binoculars at that dog, and it looks to me like a Rottweiler. One thing I can't work out is why haven't they got that dog on the lead. They've just passed a load of sheep, and the sheep kind of ran off a little bit, and I think there's sheep up the top as well, so I don't know, some people don't bloody learn, do they? Right, it's just about 6 o'clock now, so I'm just about going to get some water, but what I'll do is I'll just quickly explain what kit I brought. I know a lot of people do ask questions, and I know a lot of people like myself do like kit lists and kit videos and that, so I'll quickly run through what I've got as fast as I can. Obviously you can see the shoulder, 6mm designed gatewood cape with the Serenity net. Inside I have a multi-mat, it's inflated up. My sleeping bag's that crappy old Carrymore 1 to 2 season. I've also got an inflatable pillow. The blue bag is what the sleeping bag's stored in. The red bag inside the shoulder, I've got a thick fleece jumper and a long sleeve t-shirt. The yellow bag you can just see there, that has spare socks, spare underwear, Heliancer leaf top and a head over. My rucksack is still the Osprey Talon 44. I'm finding it a very good rucksack. It's not too small, it's not too big, because obviously with a big rucksack you do have the tendency to overfill, as I used to do. The other things there, the top pocket, I have my waterproof coat and waterproof trousers. My gaiters, which I'm wearing, usually go in there as well. Inside, underneath the lid, I keep my first aid kit, toilet paper and my small hygiene kit. Shoulder strap on the left, I keep a small tin of Altoids and a Leatherman squirt, which I've just taken off. The camera case, front pocket, I just keep sunblock, insect repellent, which I'm going to use in a minute because there's bloody flying ants everywhere here. and a chapstick. The other front pocket is just some sweets and a tracker bar. Water bottles, got the good old Nalgene again. I'm also carrying this cheap flexible bottle from Sports Direct. If you're interested, I think £1.70 to £1.80, £2. You do get a cap with it, but I lost mine. That's somewhere in Heathrow Airport, and you also get a free carabiner with it. But it does the job. Water purification. It's a standard Sawyer. I always bring the water filter, sorry, the syringe with me to back flush it, and I've got a 2 litre and a 1 litre bag. Binoculars, because I go bird watching up here. A pair of Bushnell 10x25 compacts. The orange bag is my ditty bag. It's all my electronics basically. My head torch, which is the Wowtac A2, is in there. I have a spare battery as well. I've also got the small 8600 milliamp power bank to charge my phone up, plus the cable from the phone, and a cable to charge up the battery from the Wowtac headlamp, which the battery 18650 has a micro USB port in the battery, so I can charge the battery direct. I've also got my little compact radio in there, some spare batteries. I also have a spare lighter and a flint and steel. Food wise, good old frying pan. That's the MSR skillet, or was it a quick skillet? I can't remember now. I have some spam in there. I've got some of that nasty processed cheese. I think there's a packet of brown sauces somewhere, and there's a little miniature bottle, not of whiskey, it's olive oil, so I better not drink that by mistake. As for food, what I brought, obviously apart from the spam, I have some of the Warburton's fins. So for tea I'm going to do myself some spam sandwiches, and I got some of the Idahoan mashed spud from weeks and weeks ago, so that's going to be a side dish, you could say. The other foods, for breakfast I have my homemade mixture of porridge oats, which is 7-8 dessert spoons of the oats and about 3 dessert spoons of milk powder and a pinch of sugar. The other food I've got, I have 3 other of these brunch bars. There's actually 4 because one's in the bag. An Old Cliff Crunch bar, which I think's, yes, out of date, May this year, but that shouldn't be so bad. Backup meal I also carry is some ramen noodle pork flavour, and I've also bought some pepperami. The idea was to chop up bits of this and add it to the mash, or I'll probably end up putting it with the ramen noodles, or later on, obviously I bought the old hip flask of whiskey. If I drink that, I'll probably end up eating this by itself anyway. Drink wise, apart from the whiskey, which is grouse, I carry about half a dozen tea bags. I have a small Nalgene 30ml pot, that's milk powder, and I have a 60ml pot, which is sugar, so I have 2 sugars, 1 milk per tea bag. The other bag there, that's it's about 4 sachets of the Swiss Miss drinking chocolate. I've also got some fruit drinks, and I don't know why I've got some Taco Bell flavourings here. I think that was to go with the noodles at some point. Some spare sugar and the salt and peppers. Cooking pot of choice is the Alpkit 900 again. I've only brought that. I was going to bring the Toke 750, but I got a 250 gas cob which I've been using the last couple trips, so I thought I might as well use it up. I have brought a spare 100 cart which has been partly used, so no point starting new cartridges all the time. Pot stands there, my gas stove is there. That's really about it. Obviously Spork and the long handle titanium, plus my windshield. The only thing I've forgotten to bring out of the bag is inside the water compartment I have a insulated pouch to put in like the porridge oats and the mash to keep it warm. So that's my kit list for today. The other thing I've got is a Leatherman wave, but that's attached to my belt at the moment. If you've got any questions or queries, please feel free to leave me a comment and I'll get back to you on that. Right, let's get some water. That spam's coming along very nice. My spuds are already done, they're just keeping warm in the bag. I've got my bread ready and some of that nasty cheese, so I'm going to have one of they, may have another one after that. One thing I've got to be careful is because my Leatherman's razor sharp, I'm trying to cut the spam inside the Ziploc bag and I've already cut through the bag twice, so I'll have to replace it shortly. So this is about done and I'm getting hungry. Right, this is my second fried spam and cheese sandwich, and it tastes as good as the first. Just had to move away from the shelter because all the flies are there, but I may have another one in a minute. If not, with the 4 slices I got left, I'll make up with tomorrow morning, do some spam and cheese sandwiches to eat during the day. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this one now. See you later. Evening, it's about 7:30 now. I've just climbed up the side of the hill, having a cup of tea with the old whiskey in it, as you do. Just smack so full of insect repellent, I am getting bitten like buggery down there tonight. So I've just come up here for a little while to just change Heliance and leaf a top in a crappy old fleece jumper, because as soon as that sun goes the temperature's going to drop down. So just having a look around, and there's a couple people down on Sandy Ford. So didn't see they turn up, so they must have come off from somewhere. So I got one guy there. I thought he was going for a piss earlier on, but he didn't. And a tent. So and there's two other tents, I think, down the valley. So I'm going to sit here for a few minutes, have a cup of tea, and probably crash out for a while and listen to the radio. And if I don't see you now, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, folks. It's about 8:30 on a Sunday morning. As you can see, weather-wise, absolutely fantastic. The sun's now just on my back. It is quite warm. There's very little wind, except what's coming from me. So I think today's going to be quite a good day. There was one other person camping just over there, this side of the hill coming down. He didn't turn up until about 8 o'clock last night, and there are two tents down by Sandy Ford, and there's another tent further down the valley. So, like I said, I've been up for an hour. I've already packed away my sleeping bag and just sorted everything else out. I've just made some spam and cheese sandwiches using the rest of the spam, so I've got 3 of them there. That'll do me throughout the day. I've just got to refill up the water bottle, but next thing I'm going to do is excuse me, is put some water on the go. So I'm going to have a cup of tea and some porridge. I'm going to take it easy today, like I normally do, and I'm going to head towards Steeperton Tor at some point. There is a little campsite-y type area which looks pretty promising down on the side, so I'm going to go and check that out. So I'm going to press on with this and then head off. Well, I've come up from Dinger Tor and I've just come up from that track. One thing I will just going to point out very quick is there's a couple of people walking down there, and it's the same ones that I bumped into yesterday, which had the Rottweiler. I've seen them already once this morning, and they still haven't got that dog on a bloody lead. And I've already seen a couple of sheep run away, and a few cows getting a bit agitated. But you know, some people won't learn. And saying that, obviously, I think they may have been German or something. I've had a chap come up to me this morning as I was packing my shower up, asking for directions for a stone circle. I kind of said, which one? And he said, well, the big one. So I said, mate, there's quite a few here. So I don't know where he's gone. And then I've just passed 2 more Europeans again. One I could tell by their accent, and 2 by mate's foul raven clothing. So he looked like a mannequin out of a foul raven shop. So I've just come up from Dinger Tor, like I said. So I'll probably now head towards that track and go towards observation post. I had the idea of walking down this track and heading straight to Steeperton Tor, but it's not even 11 o'clock yet, so I've got plenty of time. So I think I will head up that way and then probably head towards Hangstone Hill and take it from there. So right, I'm going to press on now. Now I just come up the track here. I've just stopped here for a few minutes, had a spam sandwich and some water. I'm now going to press on. I'm going to follow the track here now and go up towards Hangstone Hill. One thing I will say is, I've mentioned this in the past, and it's an app that I've used and I still do use. It's OS Locate. As you can see there, it's giving me a grid reference of 612872, but on the map 61 is here, there's 87, so 612872 is, pardon me, roughly, tip of my finger, just under that marshy symbol, which is roughly over there. So it's about 30-40 metres out. I don't use it as a proper sat-nav aid, because obviously it's not that accurate. I think it's accurate to within less than 100 metres. It doesn't sound a great deal, but it is. But I only use it, say, if I'm out in a fog. I'm not sure exactly where I am, but if I come to a mark like this, like a T-junction here, or a very sharp bend in the track, at least it gives me a rough idea where I am, and I can take it from there. So if you haven't got it, give it a try, see if you like it or not. So I'm going to press on now and I'll catch you all in a bit. For those who don't know, this is Steeperton Tour. I came from Hangstone Hill, which is in the background, went over to Wild Tour. I stopped at Wild Tour, had a cup of tea and a spam sandwich. I made it up here. I'm just taking a 5-minute breather, admire the view up here. Then I'm going to drop down the valley in front of me, and just down to the right in the valley there, I've seen a fairly good area, seemed quite sheltered, big enough to pitch a few tents. So I'm just going down to double check the area again and make sure it's worth going to. I want to get some more water as well. And then I'm going to head up towards that tree and up towards Oak Tor, and then making my way back to Oakhampton from there. So I'll catch you all in a bit. I'm down at the base of Steeperton Tor now to have a look at this site. So it's a little promising from last time, and it was a little promising when I walked it, but when you step back you kind of realise it's all on a bloody slope. It comes down that way and it is quite steep from this angle anyway. When you're up there and you're looking this way, it looks pretty flat. So I don't know, maybe worth trying one day. But if you're interested, like I said, just come down from Steeperton Tor heading towards this valley, and it's just on this right hand side here. Right, let's press on again. I just had a bit of a laugh. Just put our head on, and I found in the rock here, looks like somebody's lost a sleeping bag. How the hell do you lose a sleeping bag? Just as I carry on walking, it's just off to the left instead. It seems to be an area just there which seems flat enough. It doesn't look like it's on a slope, so yeah, maybe worth a try, because Steeperton is just up there. So yeah, may try it one day. It's currently 3:30. I've just got to Oak Tor. I've been here for a few minutes now. I've got some water on the go to make a cup of tea. It's nearly come to the boil. I've also got to finish off my last spam and cheese sandwich, and I've also got a fruit drink. That's that cherry flavour one again, just to get me a bit hydrated first. So I'm going to have this, then pack up, then head on back towards Oakhampton, and I'll catch you from there. I was having a cup of tea then, and just had a bit of a think. Somebody asked me a while ago, it was like 2 questions put into one, and that's, why do I walk the same area and why do I camp in the same place all the time? My answer to that is, why not? I know a lot of people go to the same beach all the time. A lot of people I know go to the same shops all the time. I just like walking the same area, Dartmoor, and camping in the same place. As for camping, I have camped in quite a few places. I've done Showstone Tour, I've done Great Links Tour, which is way in the distance. I've done Eastmill Tour over there. I don't think I've done Oak Tour where I am now. And I've also done, from memory now, from back in Meldon Reservoir all the way up to Links Tour. I've done Sandy Ford, I've done Black Tour, I've done Showstone Tour. I've camped in Black Tour Copse many a time, way before I started doing any videos. I've also camped on the opposite side of the copse when I used to use bivvy bags. But I prefer that spot now. It's well sheltered, you're out of the way. You got a good water supply, and it's just, I just find it convenient for myself. As for walking the same area, I have been on Southern Dartmoor before. I just like Northern Dartmoor. This is quite an expansive place up here. There's a lot of places you can walk to. I've probably done most of the tours you can see now over a period of time. I've been doing this for over 20 years, but I just enjoy it. It's just a way to relax. I'm not in a rush, I'm not in a race with anyone. I don't have to be at a certain point at a certain time, except when I'm walking off the moor. So for the person who asked me that question, or questions, that's my answer. Right, let's press on. Come off the moor now, past Oakhampton Camp. Currently on a bench here, just about to sort my bag out before I make my way down the road there, back into Oakhampton. So just like to say, thanks for watching. Please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you've got any queries or any comments, please leave it in the comments box and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So from me, all the best. I'll catch you all again soon.